Hello everyone, welcome back to RTV at realtourvision.com. My name is Chad. In this video, we're going to be going over the storefront and order forms. To get here, go to Settings, scroll down, and click here on Storefront Order Forms. Now, what is this area? This allows your clients to place orders with you online through your very own storefront site. When placing an order, they'll be able to select from the packages that you have created. They'll be able to schedule online using the automated scheduling if you have that enabled. And when they have placed that order, they'll either be able to pay at checkout or pay later, depending on your settings. And once that order is submitted, it will show up under the orders section. Before we go inside of one of these storefronts, you'll see I have two listed here. You can have up to 3 storefronts currently. If you'd like to create one, go ahead and click New. Give it a name. Will appear and load you into the settings area of that storefront. Now let's go ahead and go through what we have here. So right off the bat, in order for you to use the storefront, you have to add or attach the packages that you've already created. If you have not created any packages yet, go ahead and go to the help section and look for the packages and add-ons and review how to go ahead and create those. But for this instance, let's go ahead and attach those packages and add-ons, as they do not automatically get attached when you create a storefront or even on your default storefront. Click Add Existing Package. And then here, this will be your list of packages. You'll have your add-ons here as well. You'll just go ahead and scroll down and you'll be able to toggle on anything you want to see appear inside of this specific storefront. Once you do that, you'll see that they're all listed here now and they're in the active status. If you see anything that says inactive, that means it will not be shown on the storefront. So you'll have to go into the packages and add-on settings, find that package and activate it. But since we have this all connected now and set, from here you can rearrange the order that they will appear on your storefront just by clicking and dragging these, hitting save, and then proceeding back to your settings. Now that we have our packages added, you can enable your storefront, hit save, and now the storefront URL is now live. So going down, you'll see the storefront URL slug. This refers to the very end of the URL address. So on your default storefront site, you do not need a slug, as this very first portion of your URL is the default. But anything after that, you need a way to differentiate those storefronts. Hence, that's what this portion is. Just below that, you have the embed code. So if you would like to embed the storefront into your website, you can just by copying this text and pasting it into probably some type of element on your website builder. Going down further, we have the storefront name. We have the internal name, if you would like to give it one. So you could just call this rentals, hit save. And then now right here, you're going to see that change. Changing the background of the storefront can be done right here. It has a default background, as you can see, but you can click browse and upload your own image as a background. For the help and order number, this is probably going to be the number you're going to want to put in so they can contact you, and this will be visible on your storefront site. And then we have the settings section of your storefront. So right off the bat, everything is default when you create a storefront. So for this, it has must log in, which means when they enter your storefront, the very first thing they're going to see is a login screen. But you can change that so that there's no login required, but you collect the customer information on the additional details step or collect it on the customer information step. So essentially the difference between these is it's combining 2 different screens into one with the additional details step. And for the customer information step, it's essentially making its own separate step for gathering their information. We'll go ahead and set it to this one for now. Down below, you'll see some toggles. These are specific to either the login aspect or adding links at the top of the storefront so they can access their orders directly from there or their account. If we move on to the color settings, here is where you can change the colors of your storefront. Click one of these, you can set it to a color, hit save, and then be sure to hit save when you make any changes as well. On the embed settings, you'll have the enable logout on embed link, and then the copyright section on embed link. So this is specific to if you're using this embed code here. For the payment settings, if you would like them to be able to pay you directly on the storefront, you can enable this, but if you do not want them to be able to pay up front, toggle this off, hit save, and then they will have to pay later, such as a pay to download situation. Now in this section, you'll be able to enable or disable the ability for one or more packages to be selected at a time, as well as enabling the large package thumbnails. I highly recommend turning this one on as it has a much nicer visual appeal on your storefront. Going to the scheduling settings, if you enable this, you'll allow them the ability to select which photographer to choose from if you have any additional photographers working under you. For the policy settings, you can edit the privacy policy and the terms of use for your storefront from here. Just adding text in here and hitting update for either area. Otherwise, it will be using the default settings for each. If you want to require a terms of service agreement at checkout, you can go ahead and enable this. For the order steps settings here, if you expand each area, you can update the names of each section, as well as add additional details and text. And for the first three, you can rearrange which one will be where by clicking and dragging these in whatever position you would like them to be. I'm going to go ahead and put the packages and add-ons first, followed by the address and then additional details. Inside of here, when you expand the view cart, you can actually change the name of some of the buttons in here. So this might be something you want to check into. And for the support message, you can add additional details or texts right here, and you'll see that briefly on the storefront. And for the custom fields, if you want to remove or add any fields, whether they're the system fields or custom fields, you can go ahead and do that from here, and these will be displayed on your storefront. You can also change the order by clicking and dragging them around, as well as making them required. If you want to remove one, just click remove. Once you have everything you want, the way you want it, go ahead and hit save. And now your storefront is ready for viewing. I'm going to go ahead and go back to all storefronts, and I'm going to go ahead and load my default storefront now. So here's my default storefront. I already have a user logged in, and let's go ahead and check this out. So I have a variety of different options here. There's the single item, select quantity option, select quantity option with base price, a specific quantity option. You also have a free option and a price per square foot. These are the different types of packages you can set up as far as how the options go. So I just wanted to display that. And as you can see here, these are the large thumbnails. But let's go ahead and select one of these. I'll go ahead and select this and continue. Here is where the add-ons section comes into play. So if you have any add-ons attached to that package, as I do here, you can even select that. Just above here, as we talked about those links earlier, here's the orders link and the client portal. These are things you can enable and disable if you do or do not want these visible up here. And here is that customer support message right here, as well as the number that you put in earlier. But let's proceed. As we go along, you can see that we're checking the steps that we're at. Now we're on the address area. Just starting to type something in will load addresses for that region. It'll auto fill the areas here when you click one, and then hit continue. And then from here, if you need to adjust the pin location, so let's say Google Maps has it slightly off, you can grab it, drag it somewhere else, hit confirm, and it will move the target point to that location. Here's the additional details step. If you have anything required, this is where they would need to fill it out. And this is the scheduling step. So if you have your automated scheduling set up, They will be able to select a date, choose a time, and even view the weather for the different days if it falls within that area that they're going to choose from. So it'll help guide them on which days would be best for themselves. And then again, if the preferred photographer was enabled, they can select one of the photographers from here. And that's pretty much it. When we get to the cart, they can review what they have in their cart, as well as if there's any fees for the distance, the taxes that may be included if you have that set up, and then the totals. And if they would like to add a discount, they can click here, add the discount code, and then check out or click pay later if you have that enabled. And then here is the receipt for their transaction. Now that we've completed this, this will now be shown inside of our orders section right here. But that's it. That is essentially the storefront and order forms. Thank you for watching.